listeners, Harika here, and I'm super excited to welcome you to UppTalk. If you're ready to learn and get your hands work wonders in the world of information technology, then you're in the right place. When I say UppTalk, we are not just another edtech company. Consider we are your learning partner committed to unlocking your full potential. Whether you're stepping into the world of technology for the first time or looking to advance your career, we provide top-tier, hands-on courses to build up your career. Let's take our first step towards learning here and explore it.
About security, as we have seen this like many times now, how we go to a company, assign roles, and we particularly find like accountants, accounts for data specialists, and then we assign it to someone. But how exactly this accountant role comes into existence? Where do we create this role? That's the whole point in CRX. Where do we create this role? Where do we say this will come on the company? This will come on the call centers, come on some projects like that. First of all, you have to go to a task called maintain assignable. Now in implementation and post-implementation, I'll tell you what happens during implementation. First, we get the list of people who are doing what like. Someone is working procurement, someone's working revenue side, someone's working reporting, art or Texas. They all have different roles. They have some legacy names in the old systems. Do they want to keep the same names or they want something like accountant, typical Workday terminology, work like accountant, accounts for data, and especially as accounts for the specialist, all those things. That's what we discussed with the client, and then they give us the spreadsheet, and then we design that spreadsheet into our implementation templates. We have every project team has their own templates where they design the security that this group of people would be clubbing into tables. This group of people would come into the venue. Under this group, also there will be subgroups also. Who would be doing only supplier invoices? Who would be doing only purchase orders? Who would be just approving there would not be doing any transactions? Like that. Now, first of all, you need to create the role name. Be it anything. Let's try one thing. We'll say blanket accounts payable. Data entry specialist. We'll just copy this name. Now we come to this section, enabled for. On which object you want to enable, like company, company hierarchy, or just on company, or just on cost center, just on project like that. If you click on this work donation type, you see different values here like application, pool, operation, business unit hierarchy, company hierarchy, like that. I can select company and company hierarchy for them. You can select a cost center also. What happens is like if you're creating cost center specific roles, only that somebody would be approving a cost for a particular cost center. Then you enable that role for cost center only, not for company hierarchy. And if you're creating something for customer, like somebody will say, can you assign some roles on customer? Yes, of course you can do by going and clicking on this customer option only, not only company hierarchy. Then the other thing which you fill in is hide on view. If not assigned, will not click on that. What it means is that if it is not assigned now, there's a help text for all these 4 columns here if you just bring your cursor on the self assigned roles. Where is that self reflect? Why it's not reflecting here? it will bring here. There is this help text whenever you bring your cursor into the checkboxes, which says when selected, the role will be automatically populated with creator's current, a position group in the assigned role grid. If creators are members security group, then they can assign role. The service will have the responsibility of all sub units of the nation with the visibility setting. It's like self-assigned if I create a CEO position. And if I click on the self-assigned, this will be automatically assigned that profile. Same simple words, don't go with a lengthy description here. And restrict your self-assigned roles, BP only. When this is checked for a self-assigned role, the role will be not available in the assigned role business process. Like when you go to someone profile and say security profile, assigned roles. This will not be available there. It simply means that only restrict to single assignment. It can be assigned to only one worker. Just one worker, either Logan McNeil, either Teresa Serrano. This role cannot be assigned to multiple people, like we have assigned accountant to Teresa Serrano, also Logan McNeil also. But if you click on this checkbox, that position, that role can be held by only one worker. And hide on view not assigned indicates an optional role. And when unassigned role is hidden on view of roles, is excluding the unassigned roles audit report and unfilled assigned roles audit report. This will not be appearing in the this two reports if you click on this two. Now is leader is supporting if the role you are creating is a leader based role, like a CEO for CTO. Chairman, all those things, it's supporting role. It's supporting means they're from manager profile, they're from HR partners, compensation partners, payroll partners like that. If it is not simple roles, then click on mostly from finance perspective. You will be creating this kind of roles, only none of the above. HCM team will create its leader is supporting kind of roles, not the financing. A role assign is restricted to. Then we can define they are restricted to which security groups like security admin role-based security groups. There are too many results because they're too afforded. I think this stuff for them to bring. But we can role assign the restriction to the security groups that you can assign to these people who are having this security group back. Don't worry about it now. Just give a demo also how it works. The important last part is who can assign the role that you're creating. The role that we are creating now, linked accounts, people, data and specialists who can assign this role to other people. If it's a HR role, companies prefer HR partner. If it's some other role, then prefer different role. But normally, typically 90%, it would be security admin. Typically, in every implementation, it would be a security admin whose job is just to assign the security people. He just gets security requests and he processes it. That can you assign this role? If you have a new joinee, can you mirror his profile and all those things? I'll show you a lot of things there. Security admin. I think this is the one security administrator. It looks this one. Now hit. After this, the next step is creating a security group. Because we'll be assigning this role to multiple people, we need a security group. and for you people to practice this chapter number 5 in the PDF, which I've shared with you. It's like having 60 pages in it. Very detailed descriptions about each and every field and type of security groups also. For practice, you can refer to those PDF pages and then create your own security groups in a different type of security group and then practice and see how it works. Come on, why this is slow all the time? I'm not sure. Oh, come on. I think it's time. Now we say we need to secure the group. We are creating a role. Now you see constrained, unconstrained kind of things in brackets. What does it mean? Constrained means that this role would have a limited access. Unconstrained means they will have unlimited access. That terminology is quite simple. Constraints mean limited. Unconstrained means unlimited. Typically in implementations, the access would be like constrained only. You want to keep it constrained that you have access to that particular company only, not to entire company structure, company high case structure. Like constrained is restricted to the specific organization and unconstrained is like yes, multiple company, high case and all those things. Example would be like for unconstrained security. Sorry, any administrator like let's say finance administrator or payroll administrator, and constraint is like payroll partner or finance partner. That's absolutely. Now we'll create a constraint one. And we'll just copy paste the same name. Blink it. Accountants will be the specialist. Assignable role that we just created in the previous step. Now we have 4 options here. And the options here let's talk about. This applies to current organization only. If you're assigning it to Blinkit, then it will be assigned to Blinkit, only not to GMS use. Applies to current organization and unassigned subordinates. It will apply to Blinkit also. But if Blinkit is assigned to a company hierarchy and they are unassigned subordinates to this company, then it will get assigned to those unassigned subordinates also, like which is below that Blinkit. Applies to current organization and all subordinates, means the top level and below it all the level as well. People do get confused like what is this? Unassigned subordinate and assigned subordinates. It's nothing. See one company. Let me give you a good example. So link it. GMS USA, GMS Canada are assigned to a company called GMS Consolidation. Now this GMS Blinkit have no relation directly with GMS users because it's like they're just tied up to our company hierarchy called GMS Consolidation. But if I assign this, if I select this option and assign it to Blinkit, then it will assign. You can assign this role to GMS US also and GMS Canada also. When I say applies to current organization, also subordinates means if I assign it to GMS consolidation, which has 3 companies below it, it will be assigned to all those company hierarchies as well. I'll give a demo, like if I just assign it top level, what happens? Applies to current organization and subordinates level. Suppose there are 10 levels of companies. Below a company hierarchy, like at the top level, we have GMS consolidation. Below that first level is GMS India. Then we have GMS APC, then GMS India, and like that, there are levels to it. If you click on this thing, we can define the level like up to which level this will be falling down and getting inherited to. By default, just like this option all the time applies to current organization and also coordinates. That's the part. Access to multiple job workers. Role has access to the position they support. If I am, from payables team, obviously I have that position to support this role. If I'm revenue, obviously I don't have that access. Role for primary job has access to all positions. It doesn't matter. This role has access to all positions of accountant, APD and specialist, AI specialist, and all those things. A role has access to all positions. All the workers' role can perform all tasks. They can approve also, they can create transactions also, they can modify transactions also, and many things. We keep this part here. Role has access to position they support. This third option and first option that we select all the time in our creating security roles. Hit here and this is done. Now we have seen this that we have business policy, security policy. Now how to give a domain security access? It's quite easy. Suppose I want to say, let's say BP customer invoice. I will just go to, for example, let's go to this BP doesn't matter. And we have seen this many times. Now we go to this 3 dots. We go to business process policy. We click on edit here. And we'll just say assign it here. And we'll hit. After this, whenever you add a security group in the business policy, security policy, you would activate the security policies. How this is a task? Activate. And remember, anytime you add or remove something from domain or business process security policy, you go to this task called Activate Pending Security Policy Changes. You write why you're doing this testing new group. You have to give a description. It can be kept in all the details. You hit on this button here, checkbox. You see a change is here, what we are doing on this business process. Here you hit. After this, if you want to add this in a domain, let's say domain. Now this is a shortcut domain customer invoice. Let's say process customer invoice code. On this, I want to add the security group. How do I do that? I click on these 3 dots again to main added security policy permissions. And now under this you have the secureable actions here. What are the secureable actions? This link will tell you that this domain will give access to how many tasks or reports stored under this domain. I can see there are 15 items in it. Fewer tasks, fewer work set. And if there's a report, it will show you report. But this domain will give access to task only, not to report. And what are those tasks? This one, add customer invoice line to revenue recognition schedule. Add revenue noise to revenue recognition schedule. Change revenue recognition schedule. Copy customer invoice. For this, they also tell you like where you need to check on the checkbox. To modify means I need to click on this checkbox. If it says view only, then I just need to click on this view button here. Let me click on here. And again, I'll just add here. And I'll give them what if access. But if you click on this, you will learn that activity security policy changes using the activate planning security policy task and update a security evaluation movement, which is currently set to 124. They capture the exact time also, like when you are making these changes. We'll hit. And again, we go to the activate planning security policy list. Now how to search your security group that you just created and see if whatever you have done or created far, it's working effectively. It's assigning, it's getting the security also. You type view security group here in the search bar. Come on man, this system is slow. View security group. Then you just type link it here. This one we just created now, a few minutes back. And you see here, it will show you a domain security policy permission tab, which we just give access to. It's showing here view and modify and business policy, security policy, permission also, that on the initiate action we give the access. Clear on this one. Now this is about our role-based security group. The other important again, it holds like 40% of value, while creating this security groups is user-based security group. Now we also call it as a super security group because user security group is like a superior group which has access to many domains and tasks compared to your business. This role-based security group. How do we create a user-based security group? For that, we don't need to go to maintain assignable roles. We can go to this create security group. Then a user base. We'll name it linked supergroup. This one, she did not ask you for that. And who would? Who can assign this again into type security admin here. And if you would just want to add a comment like why you're creating this security group here, just hit. And it's done. Now, if you want to assign this security group again domain, customer, let's say customer overview. You just go to this related action domain and a security policy permission. And I want to show you one important thing. which I learned after working many implementations. Look at this part here, allowed security group types. It only allows roles which are assigned on a company level and unconstrained groups. Only these two kinds of security groups can be assigned on this domain. What happened? Like I was working on a project and I was doing art, a science security group which was a different type than my senior. My mentor told me that you have to look at this one allowed security group types. This will tell you if the role that you're creating would be applicable here or not. That's how you figure it out. Like this. All the things comes from experience. Only by working 1 day or 2 days in the security, you cannot be the champion of security. It's a big module. But all these things, small observations and learnings come from practice and experience only. I request both of you to do a lot of practice. As we have done this, we need to activate pending security policy changes. What is that? Which one is not there? Let's get rid of this. Now again we have to activate my security policy changes. Done now if you just see that we have security group. And you type security groups by user base. It should be Blinkit. Let me type it here. That will show us the domain which we just gave the access to this. See, because we didn't give the access in the business process side. We just show in the domain here. Now let's go to this company BGC. Where is that? It's including this BHC side. If I go to this company hierarchy, because we had selected the option role assigned to current organization and all support units. If I assign that accounts to return specialist to someone, I go to roles here. Assign roles. And I hit here. And now if I say Blinkit, you will see this will get inherited to the company also. Now we are at the company hierarchy level. But once we assign this, it will get inherited to the company level also. Let me just show it as a Serrano. Now, if I go back to my company hierarchy and then to my company, go to roles, and type the same thing. Blinkit. You see, one is a sign that we are assigned at the company level and this one says inherited. Means it got inherited from an upper level or top level about this company. Clear how these things work from top to bottom? Yes, sir. Great. Now, this is how you can create different security groups also. I tell you, like this one security group. You have job based also, which is assigned to your CEO, CFO levels. Then your location based groups also, like someone is working on the APX side only, they will get the APX side related access only, not to EMMA. We have conditional role based also that if this condition meets, then only you get the access to this role. Then for the service center, again the popular one is service center that you create for third parties. Now what happens is suppose you outsource your work to Accenture. I beam these people to process your customer invoices, supplier invoices, R2R taxes, taxation, all those things for these people, and especially for contractors and workers. You create this service center security group. They get really limited access to one module, not to entire area. Like this, as you can see, it's a big thing. It can take up like 40, 50, 60 hours just to practice, only single one also. You just want to practice one also for each time. And then practice, like how they get the access and all the things. That's why practice plays an important role here. You need to practice of all these things and assign them company hierarchy level. Then, see, you get the access to particular tasks and all those things. Watch carefully observations. Like that. But it all depends on your practice. How good you are on the practice. How good you are learning on the small set of observations and everything. Even after working 9 years on this work in finance, if I talk about, say I am no 100 by 100 on security, I say no. I'll be very honest. It's a very vast area. And then you can do much with the security and play around that. Even I don't know, like after 9 years, that how efficiently we can use this every time they have new updates and new things to discover. And sometimes you join the community of these people on LinkedIn. They share these beautiful things about security. That's how you learn about security and do it like if you work on a security project. What happened is you join a customer side and you join on the procurement side on that. You will be resolving queries of procurement on. Then you will never get a chance to work on the security if you join a customer. Because your entire life till that time in company, you will be working on procurement side only. There will be separate team in person who will be doing the security. That's how the gaps come in. But if you are passionate about Workday and the things you will start learning this also that you know, can you handle me those kind of tickets also where I can work on security? Security plays an important role in all the implementations. And we need to be very careful like who get access to what. It's a very sensitive matter also. That's why you have security as the means in the implementation. Who draft everything that. This is the barrier. Person X will not see person Y data and on. I can give a lecture on security for like 10 hours also. But now it's like once you join up implementation like partner or a customer side, then you will have much to do on the security side. It's like even you practice for 10 months, also something you will be there the next day. That I can say for sure, this on the security. Now let's talk about settlement. Settlement, as the word says, it's talk about it. One question about security. I'm generally asking, we don't use mixed security groups too often because I haven't come across them, but I know that there is also something called mixed security groups. Yes, we do have segmented. security group conditional. Yes, we do have that. But where do we use them? Usually because I haven't come across them in any of my implementations or anywhere, but I know that they are good. I'll give you an example. See, someone has to load custom voices. In the custom voices, also I'll make sure that someone on the customer side have access to the EAB only. If I say create B, then I can access custom voices. But I'll put the condition there that has to be from the accounts receivable specialist. First condition is that I need to be from the account receivable specialist. And the second condition is that I need one more role to create this EIB. I'll show you. See, if you just go to create a security group, and segment-based security group, you have intersection also. Like this, you can do a lot of conditional also. Yes, intersection I have created, but not this one. See segment-based security group. And now just say blanket. Test. What about this name it? This segment. Now which security? Now there has to be existing security which you want to assign here. Let's say blanket. Accounting manager. APJ rent specialist. These two security groups can access to what segment? Let's say customer. Templates customer accounts. Or let's say the security segments. Business process type security segment. A lot of you see in this only. We have many options here. Customer setup. Let me type customer setup. Let's see. We can create our own segment also. If it doesn't work, let's create our own segment. That will show you. We'll create something on the customer security segment. Link it. Customer security segment. And this will be applicable for which one is PGC only. And access to customer. We'll say Dell imports, Dell demo. Give me just 1 second, guys. Now I'm assigned this blanket customer security segment to these security groups. They will only have the access to create the customer for blanket. Now how do I do that? I'll just hit here. Remember this big news. Second security group. All go to create customer. Link it new customer. Customer category. Link it. Customer is blanket. Payment terms is immediate. Accept appearances default currency. Now in the security segment. I'll type link it. Deeper security groups who have the access. They will be only later on have the access to modify this customer details. No one else. That's how you create this customer security segment. People who have access to this security segment under the security segment, whomever the groups are, for these two companies. These customers are involved in this. Thus, those one Blinkit accounts, we return the specialist and Blinkit account manager. Only those two security groups and the people who are assigned to them will have the access to this. 3 customers only. Let me give you a quick demo here. And we can also directly find it through the task view security for secureable item if you want to. Correct. You can look for like this, you get a secureable item. And you can select create customer, then the system will tell you if it's a business process thing you're looking for or for the main thing you're looking for. That a system will tell. Got it? Can you just hit and then later on? Once anyone wants to modify the people who are assigned to the security segment or the security groups, they will only have the access to search this customer and modify it also. Let me submit here. I think this will ask for more details, like please contact details. It's done. Now that security segment, let's see. This is assigned to which I did not tell you once. The security group. Link it. Sign the security group. And that has to be accounting manager. And if you see here, accounting manager, that's assigned to who? There is a Saranomi. Now let's go to the other one. What was our customer name? We just created. Yes, she has super groups here. That's why she's able to access them. This is accounting manager and the give a little message manager. Now if I just see custom and RGB, the security segment is here. You have to see the security group. Why is this? Tenant is corrupted. We just get a girl and she doesn't have access. How come? She's able to access this. Logan McNeil definitely doesn't have access to either. I think it. Customer security segment or this and you got. Customer is fine. Meetis was fine. Link it. She may have accessed something on this link, and that's why. Let's get rid of every role she has on this. Let's see what access she has on this company. We count and access. Let's do one thing. We move to that company. We have to move the tools, I believe. Let's go to BGC. Or let's go to a profile on that. And there is a link. Let's remove that part. Come on, this is also. Let it go. No, that would be a mistake. I just want to work. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us sales@uptalk.com.